Hi everyone, so here is my video telling you about Perth. Here it goes. So few interesting facts. This is just the background or backyard of our house. So I thought to record a video by going outside and just walking along. So this is the evening time, 6:30 p.m. and yes, it was this sunny, but you really can't help without going outside. So the first interesting fact is to tell you guys is that there are antennas on the top of the houses. The houses are built in a very cute manner. Yes, you can see, you can look at the antennas, so which is not there now in India. They also have the dish TVs as well, but yeah, antennas is something that I could figure out is very interesting part. The houses and the locality is much cleaner, it is greener and people maintain it, and all the houses are built in a certain manner in a similar kind of a pattern. So you can see those triangles on the rooftop, and it is made in a very quick manner. They have a lot of land spaces there, so that is the reason they have big garages, big gardens, and everything inside the house is more or less available. They also have solar panels. So initially government was giving them to, if you are keeping the solar panel through which they can use their electronic items like a dishwasher or washing machine and household things through using those solar heat. So initially government was giving them some kind of a rebate on it if you are doing that. I'm not sure if it is the same thing happening now, but this is what I got to know, so which is very, very nice thing. So they actually know how to use the natural sources in a much proper way. This is just the garden. So there are suburbs in Perth, and on each suburb there is a small man-made garden, and the community here maintains it. So the second interesting fact is about, that is the Indian Ocean and this is my hat and I'm in goggles. So second thing, so I went in summer, so yes, here the heat is too much because the direct sunlight comes and there is hole in the ozone layer. It is thinning day by day, and because of which the sun is coming directly, and it is really very difficult to go outside without a hat. Not only that, every places where it is sun, like playground or kids school, it is being asked to wear hat, sunglasses and sunscreen lotion with 50 SPF plus, which I got to know, and it is compulsory even if they are going just for 2 or 5 or 10 minutes. So that's what I did. And that is one of the reason what you can see whenever I'm clicking any of the pics like this one, or when I'm just recording my video. It is just not that I am that glowing and shining, but it is only and only because of the sun, because it shines too much for you. And in fact, that was the reason why I was looking like this in most of my pictures, really bright. So I thought my pics are actually coming good, so why not to count on it. This was the place Pinnacles. It is kind of a desert place, and I really enjoyed my time there. So the third interesting fact is about the dangerous animals. So Australia is one of the places where you will find the most dangerous snakes, spiders and other reptiles, which is very, just look at this one. I don't know what it is called, but yeah, you need to be very careful. I was able to just hold one of the snake in a park. Okay, the next one is about the plants. So because of the deserted place, if you see here, there is no kind of a mud that we see here in India. So if you want to grow any of the plant, you have to keep watering them, because it can be getting dried out at any moment and it will just die off. So you have to really maintain it for a proper manner. We use a lot of wood chops so that it keeps the moisture in the plant. Otherwise the land is pretty much very dried out. This was just a small area and the garden that my mommy in Australia maintains it, and it's not really difficult, but yeah, the plants over here are very different from what you see anywhere else. So you have to just take care of them all the time. So that is one of the things. The next thing about what I got to know is, can you see that? That was a two-wheeler. So it is very much easy to get a license here for a flying machine, that is maybe an aeroplane, private airplane, but it is difficult to get a license here for a two-wheeler because of the speed, and a lot of four-wheelers you can find it out here. There is Muffin. So this was just a small break. She enjoys because she don't have a plane, so she's just enjoying with her ears out. That's what you can do if you don't have a plane. So there are a lot of people here who are actually pilot, and she's just too cute. Okay, the next one is about dumping of the rubbish things. You cannot just dump outside your house whatever is not useful for you. There is a proper community that maintains it. Okay, I come up with the next video, and that is Quokka. He was very, very cute. So the next interesting fact is that Australia is a land of place where you will find different kind of species, animals, and this is just one of it. You will not find these kind of animals anywhere else apart from Australia. Here is koala that I could figure out in a wild sanctuary, and the kangaroo. Of course, kangaroo is also one of the animal that you will not be able to find anywhere else but here in Australia, and I was able to feed. He was just sitting there and the sunshine. Not everywhere you will get to do this, but it's only in some kind of a wildlife sanctuary. So yeah, and I really enjoyed feeding him. It's just like cows here in India, but yeah, it's inside there. You cannot really see them outside anywhere. The next is about, of course, the birds. The birds are very, very beautiful. I could figure out this beautiful red parrot, green one. It is in the zoo, but you can see them anywhere else. And that's llama. Okay, so the entire city of Perth is very, very beautiful. It's a small place, but of course, it's very, very far from Sydney or Melbourne. So there is a time difference as well. And the entire Australia population is very less than what you can is there in India. So it is almost like only a 2 or a 5% of what the population there in India is. And whatever the population is, it's very, very less for the entire Australia. And the entire Australia is situated just nearby the sea, because in the middle of the Australia there is a lot of land, but it is not being used because there is nothing that can be grown, much of the things there. And this is one of, again, a small break telling you that this was my favorite place to sit. This was just the backyard park. It was just at a walking distance, not even, I don't think so, even not more than 200 meters. And this was the beautiful place, beautiful sky, the pink, the blue, the green. I could just, it was so pleasing to my eyes. I really cannot really capture all of it, but I just want to show you. So this is how it looks from the top. I was able to go to Kings Park and see this. So there are ferries that goes from one place to another. If you want to travel, you can use the buses and the trams and the trains, and also this one. So there is no anything like a culture of Australia. There were some Aboriginals who used to stay here in Australia, and they have few of the things that you can see here, made up of crafts and all. This is how I used to go along and look at the parks, at the streets, crossing the streets. It was a proper, well-managed place overall. I used to go to the nearby parks just to visit, just to walk or to do yoga, because of course it was very, very beautiful, and they maintain it all the time, so which is very interesting. So in fact, a lot of people ask me, Ankita, it's such a beautiful place, why don't you dance, why don't you do yoga pose or anything? And I tried also. Honestly speaking, I couldn't do much of it because I was just enjoying the view. I was more interested to be there rather than doing any kind of a recording, because camera can only capture few things and not everything. So I used to just go around and sit at some few of the places like this one and just try to record it, try to take few pics. But definitely each and every place, the nearby places you go, was beautiful. As you take my yoga mat as well, if I used to get some time where I can do some of the yoga for half an hour or 15 minutes, I used to do that. And the animals or the birds nearby, they are not really scared of you, of any of the human. So the best part here is this was again the lake next to our house. So these ducks are in the natural habitat. You are not allowed to feed them, because if you feed them, then they will not understand how to feed themselves when you are not there. So it is maintained in a proper manner where they are not really afraid of you. They just come near to you, next to you. You can actually look at them, because they know the people over here are not going to harm them, which was very, very beautiful thing that I could experience. So this was a small ducky. He just used to come next to me for some time, and then he used to just swim away. Isn't it beautiful? So this was like, few of the things that I could capture. The overall places here are very, very nice, and the culture is, of course, then is good, and the people here are fit. Australians keep maintaining themselves, because a lot of the people, every person has done everything, so they respect each and every person and their profession as well. So that's what I really enjoyed here, even working or even just staying there for some time, for a few months. I used to just go out and look at the places. So this was when I just reached to Perth, and I went to the park, and you just look at the trees and those flowers, those purples. So they have designed it in such a manner that, in summers it will be blue, and in winters it will be red. So winters can be really, really tough here. Again, the cold weather is around, it goes around 5 to 1 degree, and the summers goes approximately to 40 to 45 degrees. And you never know when it will rain and how it will be. So yeah, few of the beaches, and in fact all of the beaches, are very, very beautiful here. Moreover, every day the weather changes. I've seen here beautiful rains. So it could be like, at night it was very hot, and in the next morning you can find it's quite cold. Overall, this is what I could enjoy. This was just a pic, or I just tried to take some kind of a video here in Rottnest Island. I thought I would dance, but again, guys, what I realized in these 3 months is that, it's better that you enjoy the place. So one more thing about Australia is it is one of the place where you will find the maximum of the coral reefs and the beautiful beaches around. So I was able to go to this Rottnest Island and look at the beach. I mean, I was zapped when I looked at the color and those beautiful blues and greens, because of course this is the one of the island which is a tourist attraction, and those are the cruises those are like personal cruises. We went by ferry. But yeah, the beautiful beaches around Australia, this is Indian Ocean, is very, very beautiful. There are a few places like this one. It is Elizabeth Key. Again, the time is 7 p.m. This is the main city in Perth, and those are the ferries that they keep traveling from one place to another. Just to give you a break, here is Muffin, who's watching Salman Khan in a movie. So she enjoys watching all the movies with us. She's an adorable person. She's an adorable doggy, and she's very cute. So she used to be with us all the time whenever we used to go for picnic. Here are a few pics. If you see me, I was just walking and taking few of the pics, just trying my best. The food here is more or less of the citrus, so I enjoyed all the fruits, all the green apples, grapes, avocados, everything. So this is the church behind which our restaurant was, where I was there with my family. The Diwali pics, that's my nani. That was beautiful house of my mommy, and that's how I actually enjoyed. Here's my lovely family enjoying the birthday. Yeah, a lot of people call me that I might be from Indonesia. I don't know why they used to but overall it was a beautiful experience. So I would say, guys, you should go out, you should explore more places. And this is just the backyard of our house. I just thought to take, because this is the place where I used to spend most of the time. So I couldn't stop myself by posting these kind of small videos or these kind of small pictures, because